You're doing so much. You're keeping things running, anticipating needs, staying 2 steps ahead all the time. And maybe your partner is too, but somehow it still feels like no one is seeing each other. You're not selfish. You're not asking too much. You're carrying invisible work, and it's really draining your relationship. Let's talk about how this happens and how to start finding your way back to partnership. I'm Beth Pierce. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I help high-functioning couples who feel emotionally flat, stuck, or unseen reconnect with intention, depth, and mutual care. So let's start here. What do we mean by invisible work? It's everything you do that keeps the relationship, the household, and the emotional tone afloat, but it rarely gets named or acknowledged. It's remembering birthdays, keeping track of school forms, noticing your partner's mood and adjusting your tone, prepping dinner while also planning next week's childcare, being the emotional thermostat in the room. It's the work of anticipation, of noticing things before they fall through the cracks, of quietly holding the pieces no one even sees. And for many couples, this kind of labor falls unequally, not always by design, but by default, by habit, by wiring, by the stories we carry about who's better at what and what matters the most. Over time, that imbalance doesn't just create burnout, it creates resentment, distance, disconnection, even when both partners are really doing a lot. In therapy, I hear it from both sides. From one partner, I do so much and it never gets noticed. I feel like the project manager of our entire lives. Or I'm exhausted and they just sit down and relax like everything's fine. From the other partner, I'm working 50 plus hours a week and nothing I do feels like enough. I don't even know what they want from me. Or I'm trying to, and it feels like I'm always failing. The truth is, both people feel underappreciated, but because they're exhausted and trying, they stop bringing it up. When it doesn't get named, it festers. That quiet buildup of resentment becomes its own emotional climate. And soon you're not just tired, you're disconnected. You're not sure who's holding what, but it doesn't feel like it's together. So where do you start if you're both exhausted, frustrated, and quietly burnt out? You start by naming it. Not just the tasks, but the toll it's taking. The unspoken expectations that you'll keep it all afloat, smoothly, silently, without asking for anything in return. That kind of labor doesn't just drain your energy, it wears on your sense of mattering. It makes it hard to feel like a person in the relationship and easy to feel like a function. So bring that into the open. Try something like, I've been holding a lot and I'm starting to feel alone in it. Or, I know we're both working hard, but I miss the feeling that we're in this together. Say it without blame, but with honesty. And then ask your partner, what are things you do that you wish I would notice? Or where do you feel unappreciated or stretched too thin? Because when you see each other clearly, the resentment softens. You start to remember that you're not on opposite sides. You're on the same team. This isn't about scorekeeping. It's about shared understanding. And from that place, appreciation can grow. Now, maybe there's a voice in your head saying, but shouldn't they just know? Here's the thing. No, your partner can't read your mind and you can't read theirs. If we wait to feel seen before we show up emotionally, nobody goes first. If we only speak up when we're angry, it's already too late. Naming the effort isn't a sign that something's going wrong in your relationship. It's how trust gets rebuilt. It's how resentment gets cleared out before it turns into distance that you can't undo. Something powerful happens when you both start to feel seen again. The emotional temperature drops, the resentment loosens, and the relationship starts to feel like a team again, not a trade-off. When appreciation returns, connection grows. And when connection grows, everything feels a little more doable and a lot less lonely. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to prove your value. You just have to be seen and willing to see. If you're ready to rebuild partnership where effort doesn't go unspoken and love doesn't feel like labor, I'd love to help. Schedule your free consultation to see if we're a good fit. I look forward to talking to you.